The men's championship game of Doc Larson's 2011 Roundball Classic featured a heavily anticipated matchup of Montgomery, Alabama's Carver Wolverines and Wasilla's Warriors, and when the ship sailed, nobody was disappointed. The hometown Warriors started the scoring. Eric Roberts fed Dane Kuiper in the corner for a 3-ball, and Wasilla's up 3-0. Braydon Kuiper then curled off a Connor Devine screen and into the key for a touch jumper. It's 5-2 Warriors. Next time down the floor, Braydon Kuiper drives to the rim for the close-range deuce. Wasilla's up 7-2 early. The Wolverines went after the Warriors' big man Connor Devine right away. Devine posted a triple-double, 24 points, 14 rebounds, and 12 blocks in the Warriors' previous game, but Tony Armstrong would get Devine up with the ball fake and saddle Connor with his second foul just 4 minutes into the contest. With Devine off the floor, the Wolverines would take it to the hole. Craig Sword dishes it to Jeremy Johnson for the bucket. Next time down the floor, Craig Sword misses from long range, but Johnson cleans the glass and adds the deuce. It's Wasilla 7-6. Here we are at another angle. Johnson, with the rebound off the Sword miss, takes advantage of the missing 6'10 Devine for the bucket. Then a little roll reversal. Jeremy Johnson misses, and Craig Sword gets the putback. Carver gets their first lead at 8-7. Warriors get back to the scoring as Dylan Farrow finds Eric Roberts in the corner. Roberts gets the friendly bounce on a deuce. Wasilla back up 9-8. Eric Roberts finds Dane Kuiper alone in the corner again for another 3-ball, and the Warriors have a 12-8 lead. After a Wolverine bucket, Eric Roberts starts the rotation, and Braydon Kuiper skip passes it to Dane Kuiper for a 3-ball, and the Warriors are feeling it from the outside. Wasilla's up 15-10. On the Wolverines' end, Craig Sword misses, but Jaquan Murphy has his putback altered. But Jeremy Johnson knocks the ball away from Cash McGregor, and Jose Duncan picks up the loose ball and slides it over to Jeremy Johnson for the deuce. Second quarter action, Jeremy Johnson breaks up Braydon Kuiper's pass and gets out ahead of the floor, but Cash McGregor beats Johnson to the spot, and Johnson lowers his shoulder for the player control foul, and Johnson now heads to the bench for the remainder of the half with 2 fouls. But Craig Sword takes charge in Johnson's absence, drawing this player control foul on Dane Kuiper and feeding the hungry big man, Tony Armstrong, on the opposite end. Wasilla's still up 17-16. Another look. Braydon Kuiper holds his ground, but Armstrong just shoots over him. And yet again, Craig Sword draws the player control foul, this time on Eric Roberts. But with 4:40 left in the half and Carver up 18-17, Roberts returns the favor. Craig Sword picks up his second foul and is forced to join Connor Devine and teammate Jeremy Johnson on the bench. Roberts hit both free throws, and with Johnson and Sword missing, lanes open up and Eric Roberts scores on a putback of a Braydon Kuiper miss. Wasilla's up 23-18. Here's another look at the Roberts putback in the wide open lane. Jose Duncan hit a big 3-ball to close the gap to 2, but the Warriors would add a pair of free throws before the break to take the 25-21 halftime lead. Second half underway, Craig Sword misses from downtown, but Tony Armstrong rebounds and gets the putback. Wasilla's still got a 2-point lead. Shaq-like sophomore Brandon Murphy-Blackmon blocks Braydon Kuiper's shot and gets the ball up the floor to Craig Sword, and 2 in transition. It's a 25-25 tie. Murphy-Blackmon secures a rebound on a Dane Kuiper miss, but this time when he looks to outlet, Dane Kuiper takes it away and puts it up over Murphy-Blackmon for 2 and a chance at 3. We'll take another look from the sideline. Another look. Kuiper would miss on the and 1, but the Warriors are back on top 27-25. On the Warriors' next possession, Dane Kuiper would drive the lane and miss, but Connor Devine grabs the board and puts it back up for the 29-25 lead. Good for the Warriors to have him back on the floor. Here's Devine setting the screen and rolling to the glass for the position and the putback. Craig Sword gets Carver back on track with the drive into the lane and the shiny dime to Murphy-Blackmon. The Wasilla lead is back down to 2. The Warriors work the paint on their end as Braydon Kuiper hits Connor Devine in the paint. Devine makes the tough catch and shoots over Murphy-Blackmon for a chance at the old-fashioned 3. Devine finishes to put the Warriors up by 5. With the Wolverines struggling to score and Craig Sword having picked up his 3rd foul, Johnson and Sword batten down the hatches, and Craig Sword rocks the foundation. Let's see it again. Sword switches off the screen and rolls down. Johnson denies the easy passing lane and Devine puts it on the floor, and you know the rest. Wasilla still up 32-29. A pair of free throws put Wasilla up by 5, but Jose Duncan makes the sweet reach-around bounce pass to the block, and Murphy-Blackmon finishes. It's now Warriors 34, Carver 31. Next possession, Anthony Jarrett drops it to Armstrong on the baseline. He misses, gets it back, puts it back up, and Wasilla has a 1-point lead. Carver with a chance to take the lead now. Once again, Jarrett feeds the hungry. Armstrong takes it right to Devine, misses, gets his own, puts it back. The Wolverines are now on top by 1. But on the other end, Devine recognizes the double down, kicks it out to Dane Kuiper, who tickles the strings for Trey. Warriors back up by a deuce. First possession of the fourth quarter, Devine loses his footing but pushes it out to Dane Kuiper, who draws the D and gets it back to Devine for 2 and a chance at 1 more. Devine would miss the free throw, but it's still a 4-point lead. With the Wolverines needing a bucket, Jeremy Johnson does it all. Defends the Dane Kuiper drive and shoot, secures the rebound and takes it to the other end. The hesitation dribble at the arc stands up the defender, and he finishes. It's Wasilla 39-37. Steady as a rock, Braydon Kuiper undoes all of Jeremy Johnson's hard work by finding the seam in the coverage and draining one from 10 feet with the soft stroke. So Carver spreads the floor for Tony Armstrong, who takes it right to Connor Devine. And yet again, 5-0 misses on the first try, but puts back his own. Back and forth we go. Wasilla 41, Carver 39. Chance to tie, and Craig Sword drops the big dime. Makes it easy for 5-0. We're all tied up. Let's take a moment to appreciate the art. The pass, the finish. 41-41, 4.5 to play. With a chance to take the lead, Carver gets it back down low. Devine's body's up, but Murphy-Blackmon uses his size to get it up over Devine, and Carver's on top. On their next possession, the Wolverines start eating clock, forcing the Warriors to pressure the exterior. Johnson penetrates the lane, draws the help out D, leaving Armstrong alone for the rebound and put back. Wasilla fails to score, and Jeremy Johnson catches the Warriors off guard by driving the lane instead of burning more clock. Carver's up 47-41 with a minute and a half to play. Braydon Kuiper makes the tough pass through traffic to the low block. It's a 47-43 ball game. Devine gets the Wolverines lead back down to 4. And then draws the player control foul at the other end. Warriors down 4 with the ball, minute 10 to play. An ill-advised Wolverine foul puts Dylan Farrow at the line with the chance to make it a 2-point game. 58 seconds to play. No good on the second. It's a 3-point ball game. The Wolverines were able to take a half minute off the clock as the Warriors needed to foul 3 times to put Carver in the bonus. We're down to 22 to play. Tony Armstrong at the line, shooting 1-1 with a chance to make it a 2-possession game. He hits the first. It's a 4-point lead. The second is no good, and the Warriors call timeout with 18 seconds left to play. The Warriors bring Connor Devine around the edge for a good look at a 3-ball. But the shot goes long. The rebound secured by the Wolverines. And with just 5 seconds to play, Craig Sword looks to put the icing on the championship for the Wolverines. The first one's good. So's the second. 6-point ball game. One final shot for the Warriors. No good. And the celebration begins. Alabama's Carver Wolverines master the ship at Doc Larson's 2011 Roundball Classic. The big 5-0, Tony Armstrong, was Carver's high scorer with 15 points and a massive 18 rebounds, including 7 on the offensive end. He averaged 14 points and 15 rebounds per game and was voted onto the all-tourney team. So too was Craig Sword, who averaged 13 points per game for the Wolverines, and Jeremy Johnson was named the tournament MVP with 14 points in the final game and a tournament high of 53 points. Dane and Braydon Kuiper were also named to the all-tournament team for the Warriors, averaging 16 and 10.7 points respectively. Connor Devine was the tournament's most productive player, averaging 16.7 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 blocks per game, and shot a whopping 62.5% from the floor. Your final again, Wolverines 60, Warriors 54. Mark your calendar for next year's roundup. This tournament is a doozy. Thank you, Dr. Larson, and if you have a chance, thank him as well for his support of all Alaskan athletes and those from Colorado and Alabama as well.